The episode opens with Layla getting abducted from her home in Varby while her mom's away. She wakes up in a cold glass cage, a moment that defines the rest of her life. Fast forward years later, she's in the US, now a lecturer and researcher who studies child abductors. She made a career out of understanding the very trauma she lived through. That alone sets the tone for how deeply her past still affects her. In one of her lectures, Layla talks about how kidnappers aren't born monsters. Instead, they're often emotionally damaged people looking for control or connection. That insight doesn't just give context for her work, it starts to reflect what's happening back home too. When Layla gets the call that Anne Marie, the woman who helped raise her, has passed away, it pulls her back to Granaz. She reconnects with Walter, her adoptive dad and a retired cop, and while there are warm moments like fishing and heartfelt talks, you can tell the past still lingers heavy between them. Walter worries that he might have driven a wedge between Layla and Anne-Marie emotionally. Layla reassures him, saying she already had a mom, Milena, but she needed a dad and he stepped up. That scene hits hard because it shows how complicated love and trauma can be. Layla has a foot in both her old and new lives, and she's still trying to reconcile them. Just when Layla's getting ready to return to the US, the show drops a bomb. She finds her friend Louise dead from an apparent suicide, and even worse, Louise's young daughter Alicia is missing. The town kicks into panic mode. There is a search party, and of course, whispers and suspicions fly. Did Alicia run off after seeing her mom's body, or did someone take her? Walter starts digging even though he's retired, because once a cop, always a cop. Saeed, Louise's grieving husband, becomes a suspect, and it all gets darker when police find Alicia's clothes near a mine. Now it's looking more like an abduction than a runaway situation. The final scene hits like a punch to the gut. Layla has a full-on panic attack. The stress of another missing child, combined with everything she's been carrying for years, explodes. She flashes back to her own kidnapping, the cage, the terror, the helplessness, and just like that, the cycle feels like it's starting again. That's what makes this ending so chilling. It's not just about a new case of a missing girl. It's about how trauma repeats itself, how Layla thought she'd escaped her past, but finds herself right back in it. The missing Alicia could be any kid, could have been her, and now she's not just remembering the cage, she's reliving it. The real kicker? We're left with so many unanswered questions. Who took Alicia? Is Layla going to be able to help? Can she face her own past while dealing with this new horror? One thing's clear, episode 1 sets the stage for a deeply personal and psychological story, and by the end, we know Layla's fight isn't over. It might just be starting all over again.